The executive director of the Metropolitan Better Living Center says they get 90% of their money from the state. And if legislators were to cut that money, it could possibly shut their doors for good.
We're putting out the most vulnerable people on the street.
Executive Director Jackie Park says her phones at the Metropolitan Better Living Center have been ringing constantly. Calls from caregivers devastated about the cuts that could be coming to DHS programs affecting thousands of seniors and disabled people in our state.
And they can't leave the disabled at home or seniors with dementia at home alone.
Her day center has been a safe haven for the Northeast Side's most vulnerable for the last 20 years. Services that could stop come December 1st if there's no budget deal.
If I leave to go to work, I've got to have them covered or take them with me, or I can't go.
People like Mrs. Williams, who's the sole caregiver for her sister Betty and daughter Jasmine, who both rely on home aid care to survive.
What do you say to Miss Betty? Miss Betty, should you fall at home and your sister is not there, you may have to lay there, or you may not even survive a fall.
This is a people problem, and people are hurting.
Patrina Adger, KOCO 5 News.
Well, Governor Mary Fallin is wasting no time to replace State Representative Scott Biggs. He is resigning his seat to take a job with the federal government. On the screen are the dates that you need to know ahead of a special election. The filing period starts a week from Monday. The primary election is going to be January 9th. There's also the general election. That will be March 6th. A state lawmaker who called government workers terrorists says his comments on the House floor were taken out of context.
The agencies getting the money are telling our constituents, hey, the sky's falling. And the agencies telling our citizens they're going to cut their services to the most vulnerable. That's terrorism. We should not be negotiating with terrorists, period. These agencies are using our citizens as pawns.
Representative John Bennett tells KOCO he is passionate about Oklahomans and stands by what he said.
I was specifically talking about the agency heads and the tactics that they're employing, which are unfair to the citizens of Oklahoma. In this situation, in my mind, the definition of terrorism is using a tactic or propaganda to scare someone into believing what you want them to believe.
We should not be negotiating.
We asked him if the term is too strong, and he said absolutely not, and that Oklahomans need to know how serious this issue is.
We are still 17 hours away from Bedlam. ESPN's College Game Day already in Stillwater. Kickoff at Boone Pickens Stadium tomorrow at 3 in the afternoon. Sports Director Brian Keating here now with your first look. Brian, I know you're excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest football game of the year, right? Sooners and Cowboys, and it's the biggest game in the country. You know that because you just showed the video, right? College Game Day going to be live in Stillwater on Saturday morning, and we've kind of wondered who's going to be the guest because College Game Day, they have a guest come in and pick all the games, and now we know who it will be, Ricky Fowler. That's what he tweeted out. He said, see you tomorrow in Stillwater. Looking forward to being back up there with you guys picking. So talking to College Game Day. So we're going to see Ricky on TV in the morning. And then the game is 3 o'clock from Boone Pickens Stadium, which I am told by Damon Lane is going to be beautiful, right, Damon?
Yeah, it should be looking pretty nice as we go into the afternoon. I'm a little upset that I was not picked to be the guest picker, but okay, all right. Anyways, you know, we're going to have some fog out there early in the morning. Yeah, next time, Brian said next time. So we'll have some fog out there early in the morning. If you tailgate early, if you're watching that College Game Day really early in the morning, it's going to be foggy. That fog will not leave Stillwater until after about 11 a.m. And so tailgating, temperatures slowly climbing. We'll get them into the lower 60s, but by kickoff, 70 degrees. What a big time change from the bedlams that we've had over the last couple of years when it has been incredibly cold. Remember 1985? Ice Bowl. Don't have to worry about that tomorrow. Back to you.
Okay, David, thank you very much. Personal, intimate photos stolen from a woman's phone by a store manager who apparently texted them to himself. This happened at a T-Mobile store on Southwest 44th near Western. Police say the woman came here to set up her phone, but instead a manager took advantage of her. Her Apple Watch actually synced to her phone and helped spoil that plan. As the woman noticed, the photos were sent to an unknown number. That number was traced to the store manager. T-Mobile sent us this statement. We do not tolerate this type of behavior and are actively investigating. We are also cooperating with law enforcement and will assist in any way we can.
The ashes of a loved one stolen, then suddenly returned. Casey Patel says someone broke into his storage unit on MacArthur near Southwest 12th late last week. The thief took TVs, traditional Indian clothes, and 2 boxes containing the ashes of his brother-in-law. The ashes were in the storage unit while Patel's sister moved following her husband's death. But today, some good news right before our interview with Patel. He says 2 women stopped by the storage facility with those ashes.
2 boxes in her hand, and she was walking to the office, and I thought looked like this my brother-in-law ashes.
Police say they have a suspect. The ashes will now be taken back to India for a proper burial.
I'm glad they got those. Grenades and guns found inside an RV. Now the man found behind the wheel will go to trial. A judge says there is enough evidence to hold a trial for a Las Vegas photographer charged with traveling through Oklahoma with hand grenades, explosive powders, and loaded guns. Prosecutors say 41-year-old Scott Bowden manufactured those explosives in his RV. He was actually pulled over on I-40 in Penn back in May. He has pleaded not guilty. A decades-old cold case with new life. KOCO was in Earlsboro in 1983 when a man was killed inside his home. His wife Melody has not been seen since. This week, the sheriff's office went back to a property in Earlsboro after somebody found a ring matching one that Melody wore. Investigators searched the area for 3 days. They did not find anything related to Melody or the crime. The undersheriff says he is still hopeful, though, they will figure out exactly what happened.
So they look like ladybugs, but an Asian lady beetle, hardly sweet, and they're invading right now. In fact, they're nicknamed Halloween lady beetles because this is just the time of year that they're on the move. So unlike common ladybugs, these will bite back. And we talked to an Oklahoma State University professor about them.
Intentionally introduced for biological control purposes of aphid pests decades ago. We get these ups and downs in their life cycle. Some years they're high in abundance, like this year in particular. Other years we hardly notice them at all.
They also release a foul smell and can stain carpet and furniture, and they can find their way into the roof of your dog's mouth, causing excessive drool. Ooh, look at that picture. Man, that looks pretty bad. To deal with them, seal up your house. If they get inside, you can vacuum them up. But here's the thing, do not squish them because the smell could ruin the vacuum. So you don't want that to happen.
That all sounds bad,
Oh,
especially for the dog.
Yes.
Still to come on KOCO 5 News at 10, the Oklahoma Lake House that inspired Blake Shelton's latest album was damaged in a wreck this morning.
Well, what a witness says happened there. Also, a secret room in a 5,000-year-old Egyptian pyramid, how it was discovered and why experts and what they believe that it may have been used for.
And from 80-degree highs to a big-time drop in our temperatures, the wild, and trust me, I mean wild weather swing that's going to hit you next week.
Live, local, late breaking. This is KOCO 5 News at 10 with Jessica Shambach, Paul Folger, and Chief Meteorologist Damon Lane.
We're glad you're back. An accident on Lake Texoma.
Well, the Oklahoma Lake House, where Blake Shelton was inspired to write much of his latest album, damaged in a wreck this morning. Shelton says a pickup truck crashed right through the front of it. There's actually some plywood over some of the damage tonight, and we did find a witness to the crash.
I heard a loud crash, and then all of a sudden I turned around and the truck was going through the gate. We made an effort to confront the driver and ask him if he was okay, and luckily he was all right. He was just really, really shook up. Accidents happen. It had to have been his, but at the same time, it could have been ours, and it could have been any one of us that it could have happened too.
And from what Blake has posted, sounds like it was just an accident.
Now, your first alert forecast, certified most accurate.
Today was a cool day. Now we are setting up for a foggy night as we are looking down into downtown Oklahoma City. You can see the Devon Tower there, but you can see the early stages of fog development now beginning to lay that blanket right across the city. So the fog beginning to develop. Visibility not horrible now. It will be getting bad though early in the morning. Once again, here's a better view of the fog that is now beginning to roll in here. So because of that, dense fog alert, dense fog advisory for all of Oklahoma City. It goes all the way down towards Ada, out towards Weatherford, Watonga, Woodward, Alva, Enid, up to Ponca City. Watch for this fog to slowly evaporate as we go into the morning here. But the farther north you are, the longer it's going to take for that fog to move out of here. So just no fog out there tomorrow morning at about 8 a.m. It's dense in Oklahoma City, about 50 degrees. Fog is out of here by noon. And then watch what happens to our temps. We go from 60 to 78, so a rapid climb as we go after the lunchtime hour. So the day is going to start off pretty much on the dreary side. By the afternoon, we are warm, we are windy here in Oklahoma City, close to 80 degrees in Clinton. Notice how northern Oklahoma temperatures still not bad, lower 70s. We're at 80 in Woodward here. But as we've been talking about now for many, many days, weeks, months, Bedlam much earlier this year. Tomorrow by this time, the game's already over. Hopefully your team wins. However, tailgating, because of that fog, if you start tailgating early in the morning, it's going to be on the cool side. Right around noon, we get into the lower 60s, and then by kickoff, we manage to get up to about 70 degrees, and then we're in the mid-60s by the end of the game. Then we go into Sunday. So tomorrow's not bad. Sunday's going to be much better. We don't have any fog out there, but notice how temperatures 70s in northern Oklahoma, 80s in southern Oklahoma, watching that cooler air move down to the south here. And as it continues to move down to the south, that right there is going to really wrap up our warm weather streak for a while here, because look at the trend. 82, and then all of a sudden, we're going down. So good, good, not so good, even worse. That's just bad. 48 degrees for a high temperature, a high on Wednesday. And with that 48 degrees for a high also comes in a chance for some rain. It's a cold, dreary, raw day on Wednesday. Rain amounts are less than a quarter, but it is going to be on the cool side. So as we go into the next 10 days, enjoy the next 2. They're easily going to be the warmest that we're going to see for the next 10 days. 70s and 80s, that is rare. The later you get into November, the harder it is to get our temperatures into the 80s. And watch those numbers dropping even as we go into next weekend. Now, next weekend is not bad. 60, 65 degrees. It's just not 78 and 82 degrees. So it's not as warm as this weekend. And that's why, this is the time of year. These days are numbered. We all know that. Upper 70s, lower 80s. But while you are headed out tomorrow morning and you wake up and you look outside your window and you say, well, I can't see a whole lot out there. It's all foggy.
Yeah.
It's not going to stick around for long. We'll get the sunshine in here later. But it's kind of one of those split days.
Okay.
Starts out crummy. Ends pretty decent.
I like the sound of the end.
It sounds like good just sleeping in weather.
There you go.
That's what I'm going to do.
And then as you wake up Sunday morning, you're going to look outside your window. It's going to be a lot brighter, much earlier. So you're going to, it's going to be weird this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, the time is about to change on us. Former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort and associate Rick Gates will head to trial next May. Special counsel Robert Mueller tells the judge it will take about 3 weeks to present the evidence against that pair. They are accused of money laundering, conspiracy, and tax evasion relating to their work for a pro-Russia former leader of the Ukraine. Manafort's lawyers are challenging some of the evidence, saying it was acquired illegally.
Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl will not serve any time in prison and will be honorably discharged, that is, from the military. Bergdahl wandered away from his post in Afghanistan in 2009 and was promptly captured by the Taliban, who held him for 5 years. Several soldiers were killed or injured while searching for him. In 2014, the Obama administration secured his release by trading 5 Guantanamo Bay prisoners to the Taliban. Bergdahl's defense argued that the torture he suffered by them for 5 years was punishment enough.
We're extremely pleased that Sergeant Bergdahl is not being sent into confinement. That would have been a scandalous outcome.
President Trump is unhappy with the decision, calling it a disgrace. During the campaign, Trump said he would like to drop Bergdahl from an airplane over Afghanistan.
This is incredible. Look at this. There is a secret chamber that has just been discovered inside the Great Pyramid in Egypt. No kidding. It is the first new find in the 5,000-year-old structure since the 1800s. Experts used cosmic rays to find a large hole above the main gallery. They say it probably doesn't hold any treasure, but it could help us figure out exactly how that pyramid was built. That is amazing.
It really is.
To find out. I can't wait to learn more about that.
After all this time to be able to discover something new like that there.
Man.
Pretty cool.
All right, so the weekend is upon us. The football tonight, football tomorrow,
Yeah.
Thunder tonight. It's all out there.
Very excited about the game tomorrow, no doubt about it. Lots to get to tonight, right? It's the final games for the regular season for high school football. So here you go. Who's in and who's out of the playoffs? We're going to go around the state, do our best to let you know what's going on. It's the Escogido High School Playbook.